This is the V2V podcast Survivor Series, Diamond Ranch Academy, Part 4, Admission Staff.
Now we're getting into, who runs this place? Who are the people that actually are taking care of the kids? And the first stop at the Diamond Ranch Academy, of course, is intake. The parent got the fancy brochure, they got the phone call, they looked on the internet, they got their money together. They're ready to have a meeting with nice people at intake. So what we're going to do here is take a look at these people and who they are and their backgrounds and their work experience and in some cases a nice little blurb about who they are. Because in some cases the staff, they write a little something about past experience or what they're getting out of working at Diamond Ranch. A familiar name appears immediately. Addie Diaz. Now, that's obviously a relation to the owner, Rob Diaz. I don't know if it's a daughter or a spouse, but that's really neither here nor there, but certainly related. She's a member of the intake staff, and Diaz is not a licensed mental health nor medical professional in Utah. She doesn't have that kind of experience, so isn't qualified to determine mental health issues, medical issues. She has no basis for understanding that, so it's zero. But she does have an education. And what Addie Diaz has learned is she has a Bachelor of Science in PE. She's a K through 12 PE coach. So let's get into her work experience. She was the girls soccer assistant coach at Diamond Ranch Academy. She's the girls basketball assistant coach at Diamond Ranch Academy. And she's an administrative assistant at Diamond Ranch Academy. So remember, this is an intake person.
Yeah.
This is like the first person that you're going to meet when you want to send your kid here. It's rather unclear about who does specifically what, because a lot of these people have several jobs. Okay, here we go. Angie Kazir. She's also works in intake, admission, right? Angie attended 1 year at Dixie College, which is the local community college, and enjoyed participating in general education courses while there. As soon as possible, I enrolled in cosmetology school at Heritage Hair Academy, Hairitage Hair Academy, Heritage Hair Academy. I've always had a love for hair and creativity. I graduated from cosmetology school after completing the 2,000 required hours. I've continued my education with advanced haircutting courses and advanced hair coloring courses, and she is also CPR certified and first aid certified. Angie Kazir, and she has some work experience too. She is a certified lifeguard. She's a home salon owner. You know what? That's interesting. Home salons, like haircutting at home, is generally speaking, without a license to do that there, illegal. That's not good.
Wow.
In most cases, cosmetology is really highly regulated. It's like medical standards. Yeah, for haircutting stuff, because you're dealing with the human body and potential bodily fluids and things like that. She's been a home salon owner for 13 years, and I wonder if she's got all her ducks in a row there. She's also a hairdresser at United Hairlines. Apparently she makes custom jewelry at the Tom Design Shop. And last but not least, Angie Kazir. She's an admissions counselor at Diamond Ranch Academy. You call yourself a counselor, it means something, She's
Yeah.
not an admissions assistant. She's not an admissions clerk. She's calling herself, and the school is calling her, an admissions counselor. So what that tells me is that when dear old Angie shows up with a distressed parent, perhaps, and maybe an obnoxious kid, I don't know what's going on, but when Angie shows up, she has the air of authority and professionalism because she is called an admissions counselor. Now, that's something that people take notice of. Oh, counselor. So that's worrisome.
Indeed.
It's troubling because although I'm sure she's a fine hairdresser, I see nothing in her background that has anything at all to do with working with at-risk youth or counseling or admissions. Zero. It's appropriate to take a light tone here because it's so serious.
Yeah.
These are real people taking care of, maybe, if you're listening, parent of Diamond Ranch Academy child, taking care of your kid, or potential parent thinking about Diamond Ranch Academy, potentially your kid. If they were presenting the truth, I guess they are presenting the truth. So it's a matter of, you have to kind of dig into this. I did a fair amount of research to find this information out, which is all public, by the way.
Yeah.
But again, the parent who's in some kind of need of relief, appropriate relief, or a situation that they don't know how to handle, this isn't the solution with unexperienced people. So
No.
let's move on. So next we have a gentleman by the name of Danny Burchard. And Danny is not a licensed medical health nor medical professional in Utah. This is also admissions or intake.
Okay.
They call it admissions. His education, he has a Bachelor of Science degree in business management from Western Governors University. He has an Associate's of Science at Dixie State College, certified Red Cross instructor, and also something called a certified motive trainer. I never heard that term. I don't know what a motive trainer is. But apparently he's a certified motive trainer. Have you ever heard that term?
No.
I didn't get a chance to look that up, but perhaps I'll see if there's any information about what that might be. He also has some work experience. He was a communication systems analyst for the state of Florida, a vocational coordinator with reemployment services. These are the two jobs he had before Diamond Ranch Academy. And then he moved to O&A staff at Diamond Ranch Academy. Uh-oh. You know what that is?
No.
Observation and assessment. So, this is important because he is watching the new people when they come in. He's observing and assessing new students. It's called O&A now. It's a 2-week period that Diamond Ranch Academy used to refer as being homeless.
Right.
It's a really important job. It's a really important thing to be doing when you're bringing a kid into a new thing, a new environment, and you're the one who's supposed to be helping and guiding them through a particular process. He's in no way qualified to do anything of that nature at all. So that was his first job too, and then he became what's called head staff, and then he got promoted to assistant program director, and now he is a program director at Lava Falls, which I believe is the older boys section. So he moved up the ranks He's running the older boys section of the school
Wow.
without any clear qualification to be able to do that. It's at times like this, as we're going through this, to remember all that boring stuff that we went through earlier about what the requirements are for facilities like this and the professional requirements, certifications and licenses. And so far, these are the frontline staff who have zero, they just don't have anything to do with this field. And it's very troubling.
Yeah.
Okay, next we have Megan Hanks. Megan Hanks is a teacher. She has a Bachelor of Science degree in biology from Brigham Young. She is a certified teacher, and she's a tennis coach, and she's a private tutor, and she was a middle/high school and private tutor for 17 years. So they do have a real teacher. It makes you wonder. Now, this isn't anything negative necessarily, but it makes you wonder why Megan Hanks decided to start working here as opposed to working at a regular high school or a private tutor. She was a private tutor for 8 years and a teacher for 17. So it just, not anything bad, but it just makes you wonder, like, what's going on there? They're paying her a lot of money, perhaps. Could be. Then we have Nicole Manukai. Nicole has an Associate's of Science from Dixie State College. She has a high school diploma from Laurel High School, and she is CPR and first aid certified. It doesn't say what her degree is in. I think it's just kind of probably a general education degree. That's usually what an associate's gets you. Nicole has worked on and off at Diamond Ranch for 10 years.
Wow.
That's interesting, that on and off part. I took notice of that. Apparently she's coming and going.
Well, maybe she had a kid, though. You never know.
Could be, right. So she was work staff, kind of an entry-level staff member, and then she became a staff supervisor. And now she's an assistant program director, which is, she's moving up the ladder too. The whole idea of program director, it sounds really important to me. If you're going to call yourself that, or that's like the title that you've earned, I would think, would have the title of something like program director would be pretty well qualified in whatever program they were directing.
Particularly in a multi-million-dollar business, or school, in itself. It's making millions of dollars a year. You would think that this person would be, like a Harvard graduate or like a doctor or something,
Right. Yeah. I mean, or at least like some kind of clinical professional or some social worker, something with
something.
You went to school for some time, or you have some like thorough education in your field. This next one is something else. So Rhonda Hafen. So her education is listed as CPR and first aid certified. Apparently she has no education other than that. I don't know why you wouldn't include your education other people have. Rhonda's work experience is really interesting considering her seeming lack of education. Her work experience is listed as an HR director.
Wow.
A vet technician. I don't get it. How can you be a vet tech or a human resources director when the only education you have is that you're CPR and first aid certified. So Rhonda has owned many businesses, from a silk shop to a candy shop. Rhonda also enjoys working part-time at a veterinary hospital as a vet technician. She enjoys pet sitting for people with pets that need extra help with meds or IV fluids. That's disturbing.
Extremely.
But the part about enjoying pet sitting for people with pets that need extra help with meds or IV fluids, is she shooting up dogs? Because that's not okay. You can't be like giving out meds to the... Where is she getting this medication from? The Valium that you give your dog is the same stuff that you take. The morphine that you're, it's the same stuff.
I mean, we don't know exactly what she's doing. She might be doing IVs, and I think that a doctor can write off for that, can't they? To a vet.
It just seems weird. It just seems weird to me. Even if it's not exactly like illegal, the whole sentence, I enjoy pet sitting for people with pets that need extra help with meds or IV fluids. It doesn't sound like pet sitting. That sounds like medical care. And as far as I know, to give medical care to an animal, you need to be a vet. You need to be a doctor.
Right.
You can't just like, hey, no, I work part-time at the vet's office.
I know a lot about this stuff because I see it all the time at the vet's office that I work at. So I might be a good fit for your... Anyway, enough. Yeah, keep going.
So Rhonda continues. She makes some comments about Diamond Ranch Academy. And she says, there are two reasons I work for Diamond Ranch Academy. One is that I know the owners personally and have known them for 30 years. Okay? So she goes way back. She doesn't need any education because she's in the inner circle, so to speak. She's known the Diaz family for 30 years. I love Diamond Ranch Academy's approach to life as far as having the look and feel of a high school, yet have all of the therapy that's needed, like a residential treatment center, there every day. That makes us special. And I don't even know what this lead is. I think she's also an admission. Okay, so we have another Diaz family member. Riley. She's the weekend director. But Riley does not have a medical license, or is she a licensed mental health professional. She's the weekend director, no education, no nothing.
Wow.
Then we have Sean Elsmore. He comes up later. So Sean is not a licensed educator in Utah. He is an academic para-pro. That's his title. I think that means an academic paraprofessional, or a teacher's aide. So he graduated from Centennial High School in 2004. He went to the Community College of Southern Nevada, and he went to Dixie State University, and he went to Western Governors University. Didn't get any degrees. Sean Elsmore was going to 2 different universities at the same time. He was working this whole time, too, at Diamond Ranch Academy. Okay, so he was a customer service rep at U-Haul. It looks like he was there for about a year. And then he started working at Diamond Ranch Academy in February 2007. He's an admissions counselor from 2011 to the present. But again, he's just another one of those cases, like, he doesn't have any background whatsoever in being the kind of person you want to be an admissions counselor at a school. So, okay. Coming to the end of admissions, these are all admissions people. So then we have a guy named Troy Spray. He's titled a Parent Communication Director. So I guess this is the guy that does all the talking with the moms and the dads.
Right.
So Troy Spray is not a licensed mental health nor medical professional in Utah. He graduated from Diamond High in 1991. He took computer information science at American River College in Sacramento, California. Looks like he just took courses there. His work experience is that he looks like he was a certified mortgage broker. Then he became the head development staff at Diamond Ranch Academy. Then became staff supervisor. And now he's an assistant campus director. So he's up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all of the admissions staff. And now we get into the doctorate or master's level therapists. What's interesting about their staff and is that it looks like they moved around a lot from facility to facility.
This has been the V2V Podcast Survivor Series, Diamond Ranch Academy. Stay tuned for Part 5, Clinical Staff. And as always, thanks for watching.